Hello YouTube friends, welcome back to my channel, and if you're new here, welcome to the Painted South. Now you might think, Deborah, you should already have your entire house decorated and have had your home tour video out, oh I don't know, a month ago like everybody else. But that's just not me, and that is not how things have worked out this year. I have been working in the house doing some things, but let me explain. As I mentioned before, I'm not spending a lot of money this year. I'm spending a little bit here and there, but nothing major on Christmas decorations. So I've been trying to use what I have, except for I ordered a print of an inspiration painting that I saw online. So it was this beautiful pheasant in the snow. It had all the colors that I wanted to use this year in my pillows and curtains that I already had. Again, I'm trying to use things that I already have. So I found this amazing inspiration print online and I ordered it. And it was 25% off, so I got it for less than $100 for I think it was a 30 by 47 inches, so you could order it in different sizes. So the package came several days ago. It came like 4 days ago. The package finally came. I've been waiting to do the living room until I got that up and put it on the mantle because that's where I bought it for. So I purchased this print and it was broken when it got here. So they delivered it. I brought it inside. It was late at night. Opened up the box and looked on the back of it, and the frame that the canvas is stretched on was broken in the middle at a knot. So they put the center beam, the center post had a knot in the middle of it and it snapped there because it's weak. And so it had dented the canvas. So it was kind of like poking through anyway. Not only that, I thought, well, do I want to replace this? Do I want to order the same thing again? Because they will replace it. So I could either have it replaced, however long that would take, probably middle of December, I don't know, or just return it. And I just decided that once I put it on the wall, and I'll insert some footage here, once I got it up here above the mantle and I looked at it and it was damaged anyway, I just decided, you know what, I don't even want it. It was not what I expected. The colors were much duller. I just didn't love it. I loved it online. It was beautiful. And I was like, this is perfect for all the colors I want to use. But it just didn't work out. So I am getting a late start. I've done some things here in the living room, but I'm getting a late start. So what I wanted to share with you today is some of the things that I did in the kitchen. I have rearranged the furniture in the eat-in area. Wanted to show you what I've done there. This is sort of what I've done to prep my area for Christmas. So I want to show you that. I've done some more DIYs, and I want to show you what I'm doing in my son's room. I rearranged the furniture a little bit, added some stuff to the walls. So I want to show you those areas and some of the other things that I have done and painted. And this will not be my home tour, but I will still show you sort of my process. I enjoy the process. I know it's really great just to get everything done and, oh great, it's just done and throw it up, but I really enjoy the creative process. I love all the little projects and just making everything feel comfortable and going through that thought process of how people will feel when they walk in. Is it going to be warm and cozy? Does the furniture function well? Does it flow well? Are there going to be places to use, to sit and eat, or maybe put together a puzzle? And I do have an area for that here in the kitchen. So let me just take the camera down, flip it around. Let's get started. I'll show you what I've done in the kitchen so far, and then we'll go on from there. So I hope you enjoy this video. Let's get started. I have always loved changing around the furniture to give our rooms a fresh new look. Last Christmas, we had the entertainment center on the long wall in the living room. You'll notice in the kitchen we had a light blue velvet sofa on the brick wall with our dining table and a clawfoot table in the bay window. This fall, we moved the entertainment center over to the foyer wall. We moved our brown sofa into the kitchen on the brick wall with our dining room table. We put a marble top wrought iron table in the bay window, and our pub table was up against the island. Now, while we loved the look of this arrangement, we realized we weren't actually sitting on the sofa, and we weren't actually sitting at the pub table that often. So for this Christmas holiday season, we decided to move our glass top dining table over by the island, which we've had it here before, but we now only have 2 of the chairs with it until we need the other ones, so they aren't blocking the view. I moved our 7-foot slim Christmas tree into the bay window area and then moved the marble top table over onto the brick wall. I thought it would be a cute idea to have the pub table in the doorway between the kitchen and the living room, because you can sit there and see both rooms and talk to guests if they're in the living room or the kitchen while you're sitting there playing a game or putting together a puzzle. Above the marble top table, I decided to hang this beautiful ornate mirror. I've had this stored for several months and I thought it would work well here on this wall for the holiday season. No need to worry, I don't plan on painting this one. I decided to bring in the 2 recliners and make this a cozy space to sit and relax in the morning and have our coffee. I still need to add a couple of drink tables, which I'll do after I decorate the rest of this area. We already love this furniture arrangement and I can't wait to get it decorated for Christmas. I added these deep green faux fur pillows. They were purchased at HomeGoods a couple of years ago. This pub table is still a work in progress. I never quite finished painting it, nor did I get around to refinishing the top, but I'm sure I'll get around to it sometime next year. So this is our guest room, and last year it looked a little bit different. This room has not been remodeled. All we've done is put in new flooring and hung up some curtains. We changed some knobs and things like that, but I haven't painted in here. I haven't redone the ceilings. It still has the old ceiling fan, but this is our guest room, and we just had someone stay with us back in earlier November for a few days, and I'm going to take all the linens off of the bed and launder them and put them back on. Our son will be coming mid-December and he'll be staying with us till the beginning of January. So we're really excited about that. He is in the military. And so last year I did sort of a Grogu, Baby Yoda, Mandalorian type theme in here, and it was really fun. And I might insert a couple of clips of how that looked last year. And if you missed my home tour from last year and would like to see it, I will link it in the description box below. So in here this year, I'm basically going to keep it simple like I'm doing the rest of my house. And the colors are going to be coming from a painting that I purchased last year. I wanted to use this painting in the main living area, but the colors go perfect in here. It has grays, a little bit of the color that's in the bedding, and it just works in here. The frame is pewter and there's black around it, so it just works perfectly in here. So I'm going to show you that painting. So let me take the camera down and show you some of the things that I will be using to decorate my son's room / guest room for this year. Now when I show you this painting, I know that the frame needs touched up. It got damaged, I'm not sure how, but I didn't really love this frame anyway and I wanted to replace it. But it works great in here with the colors that we're using for him. And so I left it as is. I will probably try to touch up the pewter paint on the frame, but if you see the chip in the frame, I know it's there and I'm going to touch it up. So let me show that to you first. All right, here is that painting. I do love it. It is an original. It's signed. I purchased it on Facebook Marketplace. I paid a decent amount for it, but for me, I would much rather have real paintings for obvious reasons. It's just so pretty. I love all of the trees, and it kind of has that blue-green color in there like I'm going for throughout the house anyway, plus the white. And then on that little cabin, it has sort of that orangish gold color. It's really pretty, and I just love it. Now the frame is pewter and black and like a brassy kind of gold, and that's fine for this room, and I'll show you why. So that painting is hanging in between these 2 windows, and I have that one, the curtain, pulled shut because of the backlighting, and I have that one open just a little bit. So that painting is there, and the headboard used to be where that painting is, and so I've switched it around and kind of pushed the bed up against the one side of the wall here. And I know it seems kind of strange Now I've stripped it down, so there's no bedding on here. This bed I'm going to repaint at some point. I just haven't gotten around to it. It's a big task to take everything down and carry everything outside. So for right now, it's fine. There are a lot of scratches. If you remember, I don't know if you remember, maybe 2 years ago or not long after we moved into this house, I purchased this on Marketplace. And it's a great bed and I got a good deal on it, but it still needs repainted or redone. There are a lot of chips on the rails and so forth, but it's fine. We don't really get that many visitors that often, so it works for now. And it's a queen size. So I put that bed there so that we could put the TV stand over here. And what I've done is I'm going to have this little tree. As you come in the door here, you'll see the tree instead of the side of the TV and all the wires that hang down there. So I'll tidy that up. And I had this on here just so it wouldn't scratch, but I have a black fur one that I'm going to put there instead. So that's a massive TV, but my son is a gamer, so he'll bring his system probably, or to watch movies or whatever. So it's a big TV for this size room, but he likes it, so that's gonna stay. And then we just have this little runner here at the foot of the bed, and the colors in this runner go with the curtains and the painting as well. Now I still need to vacuum in here and dust and so forth before I start decorating. It's amazing how quickly things get dusty. For the bedding, I'm going to be using this velvet duvet cover. It is a gorgeous color. I think I showed it in a previous video. And it is in the painting right there. I know it might be hard to tell, but this goes great for so many seasons. I just love it. I can't really describe the color. It's like it's not quite as orange as it looks on film, I don't think. It's like a goldish, vintage goldish, but kind of orange. I don't really know what you would call that color, but I love it. It's really pretty. And then I have a faux black fur throw. I might throw that in the washer as well. It's more just for looks. I'll throw it over a chair or something. And then this is one of those runners from Hobby Lobby, the faux black fur. It's so amazingly soft. I have this in black and white. So I will be using these colors in here. Now he has the gray curtains. There's kind of gray in there, a little bit of the blue-green, and the frame is like a pewter black and a little bit of bronzy gold. So that kind of coordinates with the other side of the room. Let me spin the camera around. So there's the bed, all the bedding. All the bedding is off. I have to do that. I'm going to change out this tablecloth and put some cute stuff there. Maybe something on the wall. We just have an extra chair right there. And this Bombay chest, which I purchased on Marketplace maybe a year or so ago, I'll probably swap out that runner and have that little Christmas magic sign. Can't remember where I got that, but probably Hobby Lobby or somewhere. I'm not sure. And then this mirror is pewter, so it goes with the painting frame. I almost painted it, but it works in here, so I'll leave it in here for now. And then these lanterns, I thrifted a while back, maybe last year or so. It's been a while, and I've had them on hand. And I had taken all of the electrical wiring out. They're just outdoor lanterns. A lot of people think they're dated. I really like the style. I think it's timeless, but I did this project months and months and months ago. I'll insert some footage of removing all of the wiring, and I also removed all of the glass. So I want to put some fake candles in there, the faux flickering candles, and I think they look kind of neat. I really like bringing in that indoor-outdoor look, and the black complements the pewter, like the frame around the painting. And like I said, I'm going to swap out that runner, do something with that little Christmas magic sign. Maybe I'll put it up on the wall there with some artwork or something. And I'm just going to keep this room very simple. I don't want it super cluttered. And I really just love this painting. That's kind of the star of the show. So I'm just going to let it be that. So I will get this room pulled together for our son. So this is Maxine. A lot of you have been asking about her. And she did well after her surgery, and they sent off the lumps. This was several weeks ago, and the results came back as very bad. Unfortunately, her biopsy results from the tumors that they removed on her neck were cancerous, and it's a very aggressive one. And so even though they removed that lump, they have come back times 10, and it's all on this side of her face. You can actually see her hair is protruding out very far because it's kind of encompassing her face right here. And it's just the kind of cancer that's going to keep coming back. And I felt it several weeks ago, or maybe 3 or 4 weeks ago. You can see the mass right there. There was just a little bead, and I said, I think it's coming back. And it has just grown so fast. So we just don't want to keep putting her through surgery after surgery, trying to hold on to her for as long as we can. And it's just so aggressive. No matter how much money we spend or what treatment we get her, she is over 18 years old, almost 19. And we're enjoying her while we can. And she seems to be doing okay, other than having that growth. So it's a hard choice, and we tried the surgery. It was expensive, and I think if we tried it again, I don't know if she would pull through. So I just wanted to give you an update on her. We're hoping that she has another Christmas here with us, but I will certainly keep you updated. Well, she's kind of settled there. So let me show you this little tree. This I used here last year in the room, and it's just a great little tree. It's very slim. I don't have a ton of space in here, but I always do a tree for my son separately in his room. And I really like this tall, slim one. It's pretty. I think it came from Michael's. Yeah, I'm sure it came from Michael's, actually. And it already has some twinkle white lights on, but I also have these gold ones, and they shine kind of like the color of the bedding. Let me plug these in. So here are the lights plugged in. They are a gold. They're very pretty. And I think I might try to incorporate these somewhere into the room. If nothing else, I'll just add them with the white lights on the tree. So here's the box if you're interested in that color for any reason. Gold with a green wire by GE. I purchased these either at Home Depot or Lowe's last year after Christmas. They're big after Christmas sales. They were very inexpensive. I can't recall how much they were, but I got 3 boxes, and I purchased them with the intent of using them for fall with that beautiful gold color, but I ended up not using them, so we'll see if I incorporate them this year for Christmas. I also have these candlesticks. They are kind of black with a little bit of speckly gray on them, if you can see that. I might use these in here because they have the gray and the black and a little bit of a bronzy gold edge here. I have these little trees. Again, this is for my son. I don't want to do anything too frou-frou in here. Last year was a really fun theme, but this year I'm just going to do it kind of simple and dark and masculine. And then I do have this black ribbon with the gold and a little bit of silver, which kind of looks gray. So I might use this on the tree. I'm not sure. Another candlestick in the tree. I tried to gather balls that I thought would go with this theme and the painting and so forth. So these are the closest thing I have to like a pewter. It's kind of like a vintage silvery pewter color. They were from Michael's. I bought a lot of these when they have their after Christmas sale. These are usually about $2 a box. So if you need any or want to do a different color scheme for next year, definitely go to Michael's. And actually everything right now at Michael's I think is already 60% off. So you really can't beat the deal. These are just beautiful. And they're the closest thing I have to the pewter. I know it's lighter. I could darken them, but I think it'll be fine. So I have those. So in addition to these, I have some matte gold. I have some silvery beaded ones, black glitter. These are more of like a copper glitter. These I got on clearance a few years ago at, I think, At Home. Yes. And they only had 2 left, and I purchased both of them. They're black and gold. And then I also have these copper cheapy shiny ones. Another glitter one and another black one. So I have several different colors. I'm trying to do everything that's in the painting, so these may not make the cut, but everything else I think would work. So I was trying to pull out everything that I could use that was black or might fit in this room. And I have these. I used these on a tree at our last house, so it was at least 3 or 4 years ago. They're from Hobby Lobby. And the only thing I don't care for is this black and white bead here, but not a big deal. I can just cover that with ribbon. So I might use these. I don't know if I'll hang them from the bed or the wall over here or that mirror. I'm not sure. So I might use these. And these could be easily painted or just replaced. They're just tied on with a little bit of jute string. So very easy to update those. And I could paint these if I want, but the black's going to work for this room. Now it's time for some DIY Christmas projects. For the front porch, I needed 2 matching Christmas trees in a size that fit the scale of these painted urns. Since I'm trying not to spend too much money for Christmas decor this year, I decided to make my own using things that I already had on hand. I've had these white flocked garlands and wreaths from Walmart for several years, so I thought I would use them to create 2 trees. I had purchased these 2 tomato cages at Walmart during the summer and spray painted them with a matte black spray paint, but I never got around to using them. To make the tree form, I simply pulled the top ends together and wrapped electrical tape around them to create a cone shape. I hooked the wired end of the garland to the top of the cage and wrapped the garland around in a spiral form, securing it with the branches along the way. One garland covered about half of the frame. Now I really think that I should have used 3 garlands per tree, but I decided to use just 2 and then fill in any gaps later. I needed to save the rest of the garlands for other projects in the house. The bottom part of the tomato cage sits down inside of the urn anyway, so it worked out well using just 2. I'll show these finished later on in the video. The next DIY project is making over this cracked and stained lampshade. Instead of just throwing it away, I thought a little bit of paint and some glitter would give it a fresh new look, and I would be able to use it on my front porch. I applied a watered-down coat of white chalk paint, and then while that paint was still wet, I drizzled Mod Podge along the top, hoping to create sort of a snowdrift effect. But you really can't tell the difference, and after I sprinkled on some Epsom salt and glitter mixture, it all blended. I collected this beautiful moss from my yard to use in an upcoming project. I'll share that project in another video. In one of my previous videos, I did a makeover on these pheasants. I decided to add glitter so that I could use them in my Christmas decor for this year. I mostly added Mod Podge to the areas that were painted white. You can't see the glitter in this photo, but they look really beautiful and they sparkle when the light shines on them. I've painted this birdhouse before, but I wanted one for Christmas, so I decided instead of buying one, I would just paint this one again. So on this birdhouse, I added the stucco patch, and I'm going to be adding the glitter and I guess maybe some of the Epsom salt too mixed together, but I went ahead and got that on, but I don't really want to do a second coat on here. I want it to look old. So while the chalk paint is still wet, I took a paper towel and I'm just kind of wiping some of it off and dabbing it so it looks old and worn. I may even do some sandpaper afterward, but I just want it to look old and weathered, so I don't want like a good solid coat on there. Okay, the distressing is done, but I also decided that I was going to take a little bit of Mod Podge on my finger and go over a little bit of the stucco patch. Oh, if it'll focus on there. I know this is wet and it should stick, but I'm just going to add a tiny bit of Mod Podge to make sure that it does stick. Once again, you can't see the beautiful sparkle in this photo, but I will show it in another video. I thrifted this Christmas tree several years ago for $9.99. Now most of the lights completely quit working, so I decided to paint it, and I wanted to do it sort of like I did the one in my last video, but not exactly the same. We spent about 2 hours cutting off all of the wired lights, but it was totally worth the effort. For this tree makeover, I decided to paint one layer at a time, so I placed each layer of the branches in place and then fluffed them. I then sprayed each layer with the same coastal sage color that I used in my last video. However, this time I sprayed a much lighter mist and kept the base of the branches the original green color so it would have more depth. If you happen to have seen my last video, you might remember that I added a lighter blue-green highlight color, but for this one, I decided not to do that. I am going to be doing a third tree in my next video, and I can't wait to share that one with you as well. I love how this one looked, but I wanted to add that light snowy effect without any glitter. I somehow lost all of the footage of me spray painting the very ends of the branches with a flat white spray paint. But as you can see here, adding that little bit of white paint made a huge difference. You may have seen me use this in previous videos. It's Snow Tex, and it looks just like snow, and it dries super hard. You don't get very much in a container. This is the one I already had, and then I found one the other day at a thrift store for $1.50. Now they're not too much at Hobby Lobby anyway, maybe $3-4. I think they're like $3.99. So $1.50 and it's totally full was a good deal. So I think I'm going to try this and put just a little bit on some of the tips of the tree. Just a little bit here and there on a few of them, just to give it a little more authenticity instead of just the white spray paint. That's what I'm thinking anyway, so I'm going to give this a go. So what I did, I had gloves on my hands and I just got a little bit and kind of smashed it like this down into the ends of the branches. So it'll just look like it's starting to lay like that. So the sun will be going down in a couple of hours. I'm going to let this dry out here as long as I can. But I like it so far. I don't know if I'm going to tweak anything else on it. I think it's pretty good for now. So I'm going to let those dry and work on some other things inside. These next few items were so inexpensive at a local thrift store that I just couldn't pass them up. I found these 3 garlands for only $2 each. They were originally from Michael's. I will be painting these in just a few minutes because the color is just too light and bright for my decor. I also found a set of green ornaments for $2, which I needed because several of mine have gotten broken over the years. I also picked up 2 boxes of incandescent mini lights because several of my strands were no longer functioning. Now I wish I had gotten the warm white, but these will work just fine. For this next makeover project, I'm using this metallic spray paint because I already had it on hand. I really just want to darken and dull down the color of these garlands. Now I won't be able to show you the finished look for these garlands because I have a few more steps before they're totally complete, so I will show them to you in another video. Now I also want to show you what I have been doing on the front porch. It's not totally decorated, but I did that DIY tree on the tomato cage as you just saw and put those in the urns. I do need to still tweak those a little bit, and I put both of the trees that I've done so far, the blue spruce trees, at one end of the porch to balance out the other side, which is stacked full of wood. And I have some things that I'm working on, and I will not be able to show you the total reveal of the front porch, but I can show you what I've done so far and how I'm pulling everything together. You'll see what it is mostly going to look like, but of course it will look much better when I do the home tour. So let's also go out onto the porch and see what I've done out there. Now this is a work in progress, so please keep that in mind. Now this is the right side of the porch, and here's what I am working with. There's the urn and the little DIY project, the tomato cage tree. That's just 2 garlands wrapped around. I do need to fill in a couple of little spots where it's a little thinner, and I have some extra pieces. I don't think I'm going to put ornaments on there. I'm not sure. So that's how that looks. And I had purchased these off Marketplace. I might incorporate these out here. I have 2 of them. These are just some branches from a pine tree that got knocked down in the fall, and they were still green. So I just broke them off and I brought them in and put them in some water. Brought them up here. I don't know if I'm going to leave them here. They were laying out in the front of the property. So I just brought that. And I've had these little light up presents for several years. There's 3 of them. So there's one. And of course that urn I painted in the fall. This porch needs painted. Please ignore it. So there's that tree. I did bring back out these 2 chairs. Usually I have one on either side of the door. So I decided to make this a little seating area. So I have the 2 chairs, a table. I put a wreath there in between those windows, and the same on the other side. And this day bed here, it looks more like a bench. They called it a day bed. I purchased it on Marketplace, and it does have a cushion and a really gross cover. So I'm trying to find a nice tufted high quality cushion with outdoor fabric. I know I can order them online, but for now I may have to cover the one that came with it just so I can use it out here. It's just sitting here for right now until I figure out the cushion, but it was handmade in Texas. It's all welded together, and the cushion needs to be 2 feet by 60 inches. So probably going to be a custom order job because I don't sew very well. So anyway, that's going to be going, I think, at the other end, but sitting here for now. So there's the front door again. There's that little DIY tree in the urn. Please ignore the cord. And so we have this little seating area here. These cushions were probably just from a couch. They're nice, they're down-filled, high quality, and these are the colors I'm using, so it works great out here. And this is a covered porch, so they really don't get messy. I think I will add a nice lumbar pillow, maybe something festive or maybe a brighter color to jazz it up out here. Have a little table here for coffee, hot cocoa. I need to sweep all this off and clean it, but it's getting there. So in between the 2 windows on this side of the porch, we hung a flocked wreath, which matches the garlands that I used on that little DIY tree. I've had these for years and years. They're from Walmart, a great buy. I think they're definitely worth the money. And we just hung it with some fishing line and those little anchors and screws up there where the shutters were. We removed the shutters from the windows, and so we just hung it that way. So we didn't have to put any more holes in the brick or the mortar. So that's there. So over here on this side of the porch are the two painted trees that I've done. I did a video on the smaller one, a separate video, and then I did this one. So this is not finished. I'm going to add another little third tree right here, and I'll show that in my next video how I'm going to make that. But I think it'll be pretty. I'll have like a darker one, a bigger one, and then this one, and then a little bit smaller one. And then I'll hide all of these wires and cozy it up. Now this one is in that little pot that I DIY'd in the summer, and then that one's in a handmade box that my husband made years ago. So that's what that looks like. And if you can imagine a third tree just about the height of that obelisk, I think that will look really cute. And I'll move that log, but I think it'll be a nice little trio on that side of the porch. All right, let's go look at the other side. So here is the left side of the porch. There's the front door, obviously. I have another one of those hand-painted urns. I did a tutorial on those. I'll link it below in case you missed it. And another one of the DIY tomato cage trees. I have another one of those glass top end tables. And then I went ahead and moved the bed over here so you could see where I was going to use it. And I think that that cushion might be okay for Christmas. I need some different pillows. I just grabbed two to show you what it would look like. I just need maybe one along the back there, maybe a long pillow and some other ones. But anyway, it's not bad. I'll probably have a custom cover made in a neutral color. I'd really love to have a thick tufted cushion, but for now this is fine. So that's going to stay there. And I have another one of the flocked wreaths from Walmart hanging in between these two windows. And that lamp on the other side of this bench is from an antique store. And that shade, I was going to throw it in the trash. It was dented and stained. So just for this season, I just painted it and put some glitter on it, some Epsom salt and glitter, and I think it looks okay. I mean, when it's on, it will leave a nice little glow out here on the porch so we can see when we come out and get firewood. You know, it gets dark so early, so that will be nice with all the trees lit and everything, and then all of that wood for our wood stove. We love it. We love the smell and we love burning fires. It's been kind of cold the past few nights, so it has been nice having a fire going. We really enjoy it. And then that little planter box down there is one from Hobby Lobby I got on clearance. I got 4 of them, and we just have some little starter pieces of wood down there. So again, this is the right side of the porch. I still have a lot to do over here. I'm going to do a third tree for that little grouping over there. Some throw pillows, some fun decorations, touch up this little tree, fill it in, might do some ornaments, I'm not sure, and I'll be changing all of that out. So that's the right side, and then here is the left side. And I think it's going to be cozy. I'll get it all tidied up and decorated, and you'll see this in my Christmas home tour. Well, thank you all so much for watching. Thank you for spending your time with me today. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope maybe you got some ideas on maybe how you could rearrange your home or maybe do some DIYs to spruce up your Christmas decor for this year. I hope you all are doing well and you are excited for this holiday season coming up. I can't wait to see you in my next video. So until then, bye for now.